right, so it has been a while since we've done this. But that's what happens when you live 7 hours away and you don't get to come up here too often. And you're a busy man, and I don't know the mechanics of technology, so I can't be like, hey, let's get on a Zoom call. I don't.
Actually, I kind of know how to do that.
Well, maybe we should teach me, Obi-Wan.
Well, listen, me and Alan just started doing Zoom literally Monday. We were using something else, and it wasn't working very well. We just tried Zoom, and it's clear for me.
Okay.
So we need to bring you on some horror guys.
Oh, I would fucking love that. Okay, look, I'm not going to lie. Secretly, I was hoping you guys would ask.
Well, yeah, well,
I seen you guys do the horror guys. Yeah. Check it out. It's on Facebook. It's on YouTube. They're getting some killer views.
Only on the Halloween stuff. Everybody loves Halloween kills and all that stuff.
You gotta love Halloween. But that's something we'll probably be talking about tonight.
So what, episode 7 after what, a year? Probably almost a year.
Actually, a year and a half almost.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh wait, was it last June? Or was it?
I think it was last June.
Okay, so almost a year. Okay, almost a year. But yeah, episode 7. I know you've all been waiting with anticipation, I'm sure, to hear my ass. Motherfucker. And that's why we still cuss.
All the time.
And smoke. And drink. Cheers.
Bingo. Bongo.
Bango.
Right.
It
made me think of that damn TikTok I've been seeing when you said we cuss. Well, I do kind of cuss a little. What's your favorite cuss word?
Fuck!
Which is mine too, so that's definitely, that audio was made for me.
I like to feel like I use cuss words like Picasso used paint.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Listen, if I don't say a swear word, you'd probably like, is he sick?
Something wrong with him. I think, yeah, he's...
hospital bound for me if I'm not saying fuck or shit or any of those words that you're not supposed to say, basically.
Well, I would like to point out your fantastic Macho Man shirt. Yes. One of the greatest.
From Myers.
I got mine from Target.
Oh,
same shirt I have.
Probably was cheaper at Target, huh?
Yeah, okay, probably.
Myers is a little iffy sometimes. Like, I went in there twice. They have I judge a store by their movie section because I'm a movie collector, obviously so. And I went into Myers, and it had a shitty movie collection, and I was like, I don't want to come here anymore. But they do have cool shirts. And a big-ass deli that I don't give a shit about. I just want to see the shirts.
Yeah. So, all right, look, this first episode is probably just going to be catching up and just rambling and shit. So, my wife and I, especially me, I am slimming down a little bit, but I'm still a fat kid at heart.
That's good.
Thank you. Anytime a new grocery store or something like that pops up, or even, just a new store in general, me and my wife love to go. We went to a Meijer.
Yes.
About an hour away from us, just to go. We spent $300 and some odd dollars in that motherfucker on groceries. It's like, but we didn't even get much. You thought Walmart was fucking bad, but Jesus.
Yeah, it is sad, man. Anymore. I learned that when the last time we talked, I had not started up my shows yet.
Yes.
I did, recently started up my shows last September.
And we're going to get to that.
So we're back at it, and I realized when I started buying concessions again, holy shit, did stuff go up. Like, I was not expecting that. I never spent that much on concessions, and I had to buy them again. I was like, holy shit. But I'm not a dick. I never, back down and say, I'm not going to buy this stuff. I still do, 7 different flavors of pop and stuff.
Right.
Or most shows you go to, it's one kind, and that's all you get. And I have water and stuff, too. And I never backed off from saying, okay, well, it's more expensive now, so I'm not going to do it. Mm-hmm. You still have people that bitch no matter what. We still have fans that will come in and say, do you have diet so-and-so? No. I'm sorry, we don't. But we have 7 other choices you can choose from.
Right, because that's not enough.
Go to another show and pay $20 to get in, and you have one pop, it's a Pepsi, and that's all you're getting.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be a dick, but at the same time, I try to do right by my people. Please don't be a dick to me. That's not cool.
And it's a $6 Pepsi, too, probably.
Man, I charge $1 for my shit. Granted, okay, they go, oh my God, $1? That is cheap at a wrestling show, trust me. Because some places they're $3. Like, for what? For what?
And they probably give them little fucking baby cans, too.
Man, shit. I almost had to buy those for shows. I was like, I'm not doing that. And they cut them down to 8-pack now. They say they 12-pack is an 8-pack. For what? That's not even a whole fucking pop. You take one swig, it's like, oh, it's gone.
Take one swallow?
Right.
You know what you're thinking?
Swallow left in there. Yeah.
Oh, swallow.
Had my mouth all set for some orange juice. Ain't nothing but a swallow left in there. When it's swallowed, shut the fuck up. You blind motherfucker. You fat bitch. My favorite part of that whole scene, a lot of people don't seem to remember, is the parent in the background. Fat bitch.
Yeah, the fucking parent.
Out of nowhere, just, fat bitch.
And they're like, you should go apologize. Fucking being all nice to her afterward. Yeah. Oh, man. And that's again why we just fucking vibe the way we do.
I love that little old boy. I quit. I'm done. Yes! Not even 5 minutes in, we got the Christmas giggle. Yes! That's what I was waiting for, damn it. Put a little Harlem Nights and there it is.
Oh, shit. All right. Man.
Movie quotes is what we live on.
We might as well fucking make this one about movie quotes.
Me and Jesse were actually talking the other day and we said that we actually started quoting the Color Purple, which is our favorite movie. We love that movie. And I said to him, dude, one day we need to get together and film a scene. We have to. Because we could do a one-man show of the Color Purple. We just play the character.
Yeah.
Me and Jesse were literally, or two-man show.
Right.
A two-man show of me and Jesse doing the Color Purple on a stage. So let's make that happen. Let's make it happen.
Fuck it. Let's find out.
Like, nobody would watch it. There'd be like one person like, all right, that was cool. Like, I don't get it, but it was cool. Like, you know, it would be me and Jesse. Like, the two hits would be for me.
Oh my god.
That'd be it. But still,
I would fucking watch it. I'd buy a ticket.
I can quote that movie like there's nothing.
That's how me and Brandon are with fucking, hey Brandon, that's how we are with fucking Friday. We can sit there and go back and forth all fucking day.
You know, it's funny, I was scrolling through TikTok one day and I saw some people went to the houses from Friday.
Yeah.
I was out in California, it'll be a year next month, and I'm actually waiting for those pictures to pop up so I can relive that trip again. But they went out to the houses and stuff. They charge you to take pictures on the carpet.
Really?
Yeah. Sit on the porch, it's like $10 to hold the hose in Mrs. Johnson's yard or whatever, or Mr. Johnson, whatever. It's like, they charge you like $10-20 to take pictures and stuff. I mean, I get it, but at the same time, why?
Yeah. Miss Parker.
That's right, thank you. There's Mr. Johnson, one that had the grass, the nice grass. Let me just say that Mr. Johnson, if that's his name.
That's Stanley.
Stanley. Thank you. See, I'm all fucked up. Stanley, his grass looks like shit now. Even though he doesn't live there, but his grass looks like shit. One of the coolest things I did see, though, is the brick that Ice Cube hits Debo with is actually still missing from that spot. Yeah.
Nice.
That was actually, I don't know if somebody just intentionally just said, fuck it, we'll leave it out, or somebody just didn't put it back or whatever. It was kind of cool that was still there. But yeah, they charge you to take pictures on the property.
God damn. Yeah. Everybody, we were just talking about that earlier about how fucking prices are, like conventions. These movie stars are, I mean, I get it. Some haven't fucking worked in a while, but there's still some people that are active that are fucking just.
When we first started going to conventions, my very first one, I went to the Cinema in Cleveland, Ohio. If you don't know, it's called Cinema Wasteland, and I met Bill Mosley, Sid Haig. Oh man, I'm trying to remember who else is there. They all charge $10 to $20 for stuff. Yeah. And nowadays, when you go to these conventions, their base price is usually $40. But then they catch you now with a selfie is like an extra 20 or 30, and they do the combo. So if they're say 40, you're at 70 now. They'll combo and say 60. But I mean, it's getting crazy, man. Like the prices are just going through the roof. It's nuts.
Well, and you gotta understand too. Like it's not local for some of these people, especially the big ones in Chicago and this and that. People travel to that. You're paying for your hotel, your food. I mean, come on, they can't afford to go fucking take out a second mortgage just to go meet some of your favorite people.
Yeah. And then when I went to see Jamie Lee Curtis, when we lived,
yes, we went. Yes,
people from Ireland.
Yeah,
like she was like, I remember we were sitting there waiting for our photo op, and she was like, "You came from where?"
Yeah,
and they said Ireland, and she was like, "Holy shit! Like you came all the way from Ireland?" It was big because it was the only time she'd ever done a convention.
Yeah,
so people were coming from everywhere, man, and they oversold that too.
Yeah,
they oversold the shit out of that convention.
But she was cool as fuck, and she stayed, and she took little breaks, but she still stayed and made sure she got everybody.
I mean, we didn't get to her until almost 10 o'clock at night. We got there at 9:30 in the morning.
Yes, we did.
So yeah, that was a hell of a day. But we got a photo op, we got our autographs, and it was well worth it because it was the only time that I'll probably get to meet Jamie Lee Curtis.
Same here.
Yeah, I had to do it.
She's probably the only person that I would do it for again. If I could get a second chance to meet her, because I stumbled through it, man. She was so busy, plus I was so nervous. I was like, and that was it. That's all I got.
She's the only person I've spent that much money on. So yeah, I mean,
same here.
It was 180 for the picture, 80 for the op, so 160 total. That's the most money I've ever spent on anyone at a convention. But again, it's Jamie Lee Curtis. It's never going to happen again.
And when you're as big of a Halloween fan as we are, that's like the grail, man. That's
to have her, to have John Carpenter, and then basically every Michael Myers except for the one who played the flashback Michael Myers, Halloween Kills, which I always had a chance to meet when we went to go. Amen, Dr. Lewis. Those are the two that I want from the new one. I wanted to get Tommy Doyle or Anthony Michael Hall, but he is another wow. Dude, his price list. So his autograph is $60, right?
Right.
On a poster, he wants $120.
What?
Yeah. Autograph 8x10 is $60. On a poster, he wants $120.
On his rabbit ass mind.
Yeah. And plus, you have to pay for, the selfie photo upload. So you're looking at probably roughly $150, $160 for an autograph and a picture with Anthony Michael Hall. I'm good. Like, I'm okay on that.
And my thing is, like, okay, Weird Science was an okay movie.
Right, I enjoy
Breakfast
Weird Science,
Club.
Yeah, right. I like some of his past work, but for me, it would be Tommy Doyle. Because he played Tommy Doyle in Halloween Kills, so that'd be it for me. But I can't drop that kind of money and say I feel good about it. Like her, yes. Him, can't.
Absolutely, yeah. I just couldn't, man.
When your price changes because of the size of a picture, that's kind of fucking shitty.
It's very shitty.
Dude, it's a picture, regardless. If it's an 8x10, 5x7, a 24 or 34 by 26, whatever the fuck dimensions posters are nowadays, it's a fucking picture, dude. Just sign it for the $60 and call it a day. Come on.
So
that's shitty, dude.
It is. Is there anybody else you would pay that kind of money for right now? Any bucket list out there that you would?
Sadly, my huge bucket list, people, I can't anymore. Like Daniel Scrim. Would have loved to have met Daniel Scrim. And I think at the time, he was only charging like $30, $40. 100% worth it. It's the tall man. It's fantastic. I mean, come on. I just recently met Amanda Biercy, so she was my last one I did on my Fright Night poster. I did drop 50 for her, but I needed it.
Yeah.
And I did meet Billy Cole, too. He was also a friend. He did sign my poster. It was cool. I have a little 11x17 one. Mm-hmm. I had done by Chris Sarandon, Evil, and William Ragsdale. So I had all those three. And then I got her to sign it. I had him to sign it. And I said, you put a quote from the movie. Mm-hmm. He put, "Hey, kid." Everyone he's fucking rings, "Hey, kid." So yeah, that was kind of cool.
That is.
But I got to meet both of them. And I had her sign one, too. And her thing was, "What's the matter? You don't want me anymore?" Or whatever. Like, I was like, "Oh, yeah, I love it." So, yeah, man, like, I love stuff like that. As far as, man, I talked to you about Chevy Chase coming to Steel City Con in Pittsburgh. Yeah. And I wanted to, because I'm a huge Chevy Chase fan of all his movies. A huge fan of Christmas Vacation. I know you are.
Yes, sir.
But, man, 132 for just Chevy Chase, 152 for to me and from Chevy Chase, basically, and then 150 or more for the photo op. So, like, I was there. It was almost $600 for the entire vacation picture. $600, dude.
Could you imagine if you had him fucking autograph at Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah?
You couldn't get none of that. You couldn't get any inscription, nothing. And that's the biggest thing that it's starting to come down to. Like, it's Christopher Lloyd. I just watched the video of the Dude Winter Convention in LA. Dude made Christopher Lloyd paid $120 for his autograph, okay? Took his poster up to him. He says, "Hey, Mr. Lloyd, nice to meet you." The man didn't even acknowledge his existence. Signed his name. Thanked him, still didn't acknowledge his existence. And I'm like,
fuck that.
Couldn't put Doc Brown, couldn't put Great Scott, couldn't put anything on there except for a very nice, legible autograph, by the way. Christopher Lloyd, for $120. And you couldn't even acknowledge my existence. Fuck you. That's rude, man. I'm sorry, but I listen, you've been to enough of these to know that when you meet someone that you're looking forward to meeting, and the experience sucks, you feel like shit wasting money on a person.
Absolutely.
Why the fuck am I coming over here to spend money on you when you treat me like I'm a piece of shit? Mm-hmm. Or I just know that I walked up there and dropped all that money, and all you care about is the money you just got.
Right.
You don't give a fuck about me.
Well, and that's the thing, dude. With, the acting that you've done, and you're doing still, and you being a wrestler, especially for as long as you've been a wrestler, I mean, you know what it's like to be on the other side of the ball, where someone comes up to you and wants to take some time to talk to you, get an autograph. And I think that's where that comes into play, being genuine and nice to people and just kind of remembering where you came from.
Dude, even as a heel, I won't, turn somebody away.
Yeah.
Even I can be the meanest asshole on a show in the ring. If you catch me at the table, I'm still going to talk to you. I'm still going to sign something. I'll still sign your shirt. I'll still sign the free poster you want me to. I'm not just going to push you aside to buy my $5 pictures or my $10 pictures or say, hey, I'm going to charge you an extra $1 to take a picture with me with your own phone. Well, fuck that. Just come take the picture, dude. I'm not a dick. I've never been like that. I know some of the old timers, which I'd be considered an old timer now too, mentality is to get your money no matter what. Fuck that. Just, push your $20 shirts, push your $5 pictures. Don't take no damn pictures with them for free. I mean,
it's not about that.
Those people come into those shows, spend 15, 20, 12, 10, whatever it is, buy concessions and everything else. Maybe they don't have money left to do what everybody gives them. Some of those people don't have money all the time. Yeah. Monthly, maybe they get a check or something, and here they come spending on a wrestling show. Let me be the guy that's going to say, hey, look, I'm cool with that. You want to take a picture with this for let's go. I'm going to sign your shirt you bring to me, that's fine. I'm going to sign the 3 poster, I don't care. You know, like, I don't care.
And here's the thing, like, I think charging for an autograph is fucking ridiculous, especially if you buy something from somebody. So if I buy your picture, that's one thing. I'm already spending X amount of dollars on the picture. Yep. But now you're going to charge me even more just to write your fucking name, or just, that's the one thing, like, I know, alright, a lot of people hate Jim Cornette. I know he gets a lot of shit, but I order a lot of stuff from his collectible store. Okay. That man takes his time, writes everything by hand, and doesn't charge a fucking, I mean, I just got one of his action figures, and I got it to say, toppings go on pizza, or to Tony, toppings go on pizza, and fuck AEW. I'm not a big AEW fan. And the motherfucker, it was $40 for the figure and the autograph.
Oh, wow.
And shipping. So $40.
That's a damn good deal.
Everything.
Shit.
And he does that with all of his products except for shirts.
I like that too, man. Like, if you're bringing me a shirt or something, if you like a poster, I'll quickly sign my name.
Yeah, yeah.
If you want me to sign like a picture or something, I will personally, what's your name? Yeah. Man, I want to know. I'm not just going to sign, here, there's my name. Dude, when you make that personal, and you do that with people, that's the experience that people will remember.
Yes, it is.
Even though, like, oh, that guy was a dick in the ring, he sure was nice outside of it. You know? It's just being personal with people, treating them like they're a person, not just some random asshole that you need money from. Yeah. That's the difference between
professionals and
myself and how I treat people,
yeah,
or how some of these people that come to these conventions are just all about the money and everything else. And it sucks. I get it. That's why you're there. I understand it. Again, kind of think about if you flip those corners for a second. Yep. Think about you being the one sitting there and saying, "Oh man, it's so cool to meet you." And just like, yeah, that's $40. Yeah. And actually, how much it was. It's nice to meet you.
Right.
Think about that. You know?
Well, I mean, some of these people might want to think that when they were kids, like, what if they would have been like their hero, like a Clint Eastwood or something like that, and they fucking treated them like shit? Do you think they probably wouldn't even went into acting or?
It's the same thing, dude. Think about this. And let's be completely honest. And I'll just use it for example. Just off my head, Adam Sandler.
Yes.
Adam Sandler is acting in a movie with Shaq. He's never met Shaq before, but he might be a big fan of Shaq. Mm-hmm. He's going to mark out like a motherfucker.
Yes, he will.
And it's okay to do that. It's not ashamed of it. Do it. Right. But again, use that as an analogy to think about what we just said too. Yeah. If you're still marking out as a person who's sitting there signing that autograph for somebody, think about the fan that's standing in front of you who is awestruck because they're meeting it. Yeah.
I heard he's actually one of the nicest fucking people that
I've actually heard about.
Yeah.
Yeah. People give him a lot of shit for his movies. I think most of his shit's funny. That's just me.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind meeting him. He'd be kind of cool. He'd be different to meet, you know.
He would.
Oh, you know what? I do have a person. And it's nowhere near that price that we said. Actually, it would be about 148, I think.
Okay.
Tim Curry.
Yes,
He recently, there's a thing called Galaxy Comic. He's popping up on my Facebook.
Yes.
Okay. You've probably seen it too.
Yes, I have.
And there's a picture of Tim Curry.
Yep.
So I just, for fun, I clicked on it. And I went through his pictures. And sure enough, they're the only people to ever have a picture of him from the Bush Twitch as the Grand Wizard. And I'm really tempted. It's $139. Plus the tax is about 148.
Yeah.
Of course, you buy that, and then he signs it. It takes somebody a month or so to get it.
The right stuff.
But I'm really tempted. He just turned 76 a couple days ago. I know he's been sick, and I'm really. I met him and got a picture with him, but I really would love to have that autograph. Yeah. Especially on the Worst Whisper. Yeah.
And not to be morbid or anything, but I mean, with the condition that he's in and his age, I mean, you don't know if he's going to be around. I've had the chance to meet a tall man because he's, again, one of the ones that I've wanted to meet too, and I've pushed it off, and unfortunately he passed away.
I never got to get to the convention that he was at.
What about Betsy? Remember when we met Betsy?
Yeah, I regret it.
I should have got something that day because...
we're talking about Betsy Palmer,
yes.
Who played the original killer in Friday the 13th. If I just spoiled that for you, where the hell have you been? Yeah. And that was a question in Scream too, she felt that.
She did.
But Betsy Palmer was Jason's mother. And we had the opportunity to meet her at some Wasteland many years ago.
She was so sweet.
The sweetest people. I remember her saying to me, because she hugged me for the picture.
She did.
And she goes, "It's okay to squeeze me." And I felt so bad because she was so old and I didn't want to break her. Mm-hmm. I was like, I might break you though. I felt terrible. Sweetest little lady I ever met. I'm so glad that I got that autograph too.
Speaking of, and it might have been that same convention. You know who's not okay to squeeze? Who's that? Me in my throat. And
Kane Hodder. If you ever met Kane Hodder. If you haven't, this might spoil it for you. So, Tony had never met Kane. Oh, actually, let me tell you the story about Frank first, because that was even better. But, so, Frank's a friend of mine. He goes to the convention and stuff. And he knows some of the movies, but he has no idea what the fuck he's watching most of the time, even if he's watching it at the moment, or who he's meeting at some of these conventions.
Right.
So Frank walks out and he said, "That's Jason." I said, "That's Jason." He goes over and he gets some, I forget what he got signed. And Kane looked over at me and he said, "Has Frank ever met me before?" And I said, "He has not." Kane smiled and he said, "Thank you." Frank, can you get that picture with Kane? Oh, yeah. So I stand there, and when Kane meets you, he chokes you. And he legit chokes you.
I can vouch for it.
Yes. Frank's whole face turned purple, and his eyes popped out, and I'm sitting there laughing like hell, because I knew it was coming, because he did it to me a couple times years prior. But yeah, he got you too.
He did.
And poor Tony, I felt terrible, man. So I'm sitting there trying to take a picture of my camera turned off. This is back when we didn't have like fancy cell phones all the time. We had like an actual camera.
Yeah.
And the fucking thing turned off, and I couldn't get it turned back on, and Kane wouldn't let loose. Tony's every fucking shade of red, and he's like, "Dude, I can't breathe." So I finally take the fucking picture, and I think it took him probably like an hour to come back to life. Poor bastard. But no, Kane really does choke you. If he gets you in one of them, he actually grab you by the throat,
fucking goozle you,
front
man,
and back, and then sometimes he'll put you in like the fucking almost like the one-arm headlock and shit. You know what I'm saying?
No.
That dude's got a hell of a grip.
I wonder if he still does. I watched a video of him going to a convention, and that poor bastard looks so skinny. His legs are probably, honest to God, that big
I
now.
just saw him in that Pittsburgh one we went to. I was talking to Tiffany Shepard, and I asked her about the podcast she does with him and Flissa Rose.
Okay, I didn't know that.
She was like, "Kane, you hear that? They want more podcasts." He was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Dude, they were funny as shit, though. Like, they had a nice little chemistry together.
He is, man, you can't say horror, fucking Friday the 13th without he is just one of those iconic.
Yeah.
He literally, out of all the people that have played Jason, he's done it the most, obviously. Yeah. But he's the one that brings Jason to life.
He stands
just
out. Yeah.
That hulking.
There's been several people, obviously, that played Jason.
Yes.
You had Warrington Gillette that played him in part 2, which also got shit delivered to me. I can't think of his name right now. That went into
C.J. Ramble?
No, he was in 6.
Okay.
That's part 6. Can't remember the guy's name, damn it, but I did meet him. But like Warrington Gillette stood in for like some other shit, but he didn't want to play the whole role. And that was part 2. And then part 3, you had Richard Brooker, which was a guy from Britain.
Yeah.
I got to meet him too. He passed away a few years back. I kind of liked his presence as Jason a little bit. And then 4, you had like Ted White and stuff.
That was Roy, right?
Yeah, no. Roy was he was 5.
Okay.
And I can't think of his actual name. The guy that played him. Damn it, I'm kidding.
Who's Ted White?
Ted White is the older guy that played him. That actually didn't like Corey Feldman. And he was like, no, he didn't. He said he was a annoying little fucker.
Yeah.
So he fucked with him all the time on set and
yeah.
shit. And then, of course, C.J. Graham came in part 6, and then you had Kane take over from 7 to 10.
And then Derek Mears was the remake.
Yeah, Derek Mears. He actually did a good job as Jason, too.
A lot of people shit on that, but I actually liked him. I loved how
he did a good job with it.
Yeah, how aggressive and violent he was. And I think that's the only thing that I liked about Rob Zombie's Halloweens was how
Michael aggressive
and just fucking a menacing presence, man.
But see, then they turn around and do that again with like 2018 Kills and stuff. He's more of a not full-fledged Rob Zombie version of Michael Myers, but he's sat away for 40 years.
Yeah,
that dude's ready to fucking kill.
Yeah, he is.
He wasn't playing.
Well, I think that was a good little reintroduction. We just kind of rambled a little bit and whatnot, and we are going to be coming back with some more episodes. So stay tuned, and we will be back shortly.
See you.